Different date, same fate. I'ma knock out Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson, despite not feeling his best, has recently attacked Jake Paul after finding out he was planning to cheat in their fight. Now we all know where Jake's over-the-top confidence came from and why he was so cool and calm about facing the baddest man on the planet. Trust me, Jake's cheating plan has left everyone stunned because no one saw this coming. But Mike isn't backing down. He's still determined to fight Jake and teach him a lesson, and he's even slapped a hefty lawsuit on him. Stick around for all the juicy details. You might be replaying all those words Jake has been throwing around, and now it's all starting to click. I mean, who steps into the boxing world and hasn't heard about Mike Tyson's knockout punches? The guy can put you in a coma with a single hit. Yet, here's Jake calling him out, bad-mouthing him like it's no big deal. There's got to be a reason, right? Jake Paul's relentless pursuit of a fight with Mike Tyson has become a circus act in the world of boxing and beyond. Despite the massive gap in their boxing resumes, Jake's been all over this match, acting like he's got some sort of mission. His social media is a non-stop barrage of challenges, trash talk, and bold claims aimed straight at Tyson. He's called out Tyson so many times, taunting him, fueling the fire for this showdown. Jake is hell-bent on getting into the ring with the legendary fighter, no matter how crazy it sounds.
That shit, yeah. Hey, I hope y'all keep that same energy when I knock this old man the out.
But what's driving this obsession? Sure, it might look like another publicity stunt, a way to keep Jake in the spotlight, but there's more to it. For Jake, it's not just about the attention, it's about securing his spot in boxing history. Facing Mike Tyson is a golden ticket to etching his name in the annals of the sport. There's a certain allure in taking on a legend, a chance to prove himself not just as a celebrity boxer, but as a real contender. Fame and legacy are powerful motivators, and for Jake, beating Tyson could be the ultimate validation of his boxing career. However, the public and media reactions to Jake's obsession are all over the place. Some folks admire his audacity and ambition. After all, it's not every day you see a young, relatively inexperienced boxer calling out one of the greatest fighters ever. This boldness has earned Jake plenty of headlines and kept him smack dab in the middle of boxing discussions. But then there are the critics and boxing purists who see his pursuit as downright disrespectful and delusional. They think it's a publicity stunt that's making a mockery of the sport. Tyson, who has dedicated his life to boxing, represents a level of skill and experience that many believe Jake could never match, no matter how hard he tries. The media frenzy around this potential fight has only added fuel to the fire. Every provocative post and statement from Jake gets dissected and debated endlessly. Jake's obsession has turned what could have been a simple match into a highly anticipated, heavily scrutinized spectacle.
Discipline you. You're going down, old man.
Okay, I love you too.
And Jake's been accused of not one, but two different cheating schemes for the fight. The first allegation against Jake Paul about his steroid use has cast a pretty dark cloud over his upcoming bout with Tyson. And these aren't just some random whispers in the wind. These claims are detailed and come from pretty reliable sources. Word on the street is Jake started using performance-enhancing drugs right after his last fight in April 2023, aiming to boost his strength and endurance to superhuman levels. Dana was the first to debunk this.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
Now, if you're wondering how Jake could pull this off without getting caught, there are a few sneaky tricks he could be using. One popular method among athletes is cycling the steroids, which means taking them for a while and then stopping just in time for drug tests. It's all about timing, making sure the drugs are out of the system when the tests roll around. Another sneaky technique is microdosing, taking tiny amounts of steroids that are harder to detect but still give a nice performance boost. And let's not forget, with Jake's wealth and connections, he probably has access to the latest designer steroids, the kind that standard tests can't easily pick up. Insiders say that Jake's alleged steroid use has given him a huge edge in his training. Steroids can pump up muscle mass, cut down recovery time, and crank up stamina, letting athletes train harder and longer than those playing it straight. This kind of edge is a game changer for someone like Jake, who doesn't have the same deep boxing background as many of his competitors. One former coach, who chose to stay anonymous, described Jake's physical transformation over the past year as nothing short of miraculous, a change that natural training alone could never explain. Sean Strickland was on fire after hearing such rumors as he said,
"You truly make me disgusted, and if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my and go to prison."
The impact of these enhancements can be massive. Bigger muscles mean more powerful punches, higher stamina means maintaining top performance throughout the fight, and faster recovery times allow for more intense training sessions. This combo creates a fighter who's way tougher than anyone relying on just natural abilities. Looking back, there have been some notorious cases of steroid use in boxing that give context to these allegations. Remember Roy Jones Jr. testing positive for androstenedione in 2003? Despite his denials, that scandal definitely left a mark on his career. And in 2018, Canelo Alvarez got a 6-month suspension after testing positive for clenbuterol. He blamed it on contaminated meat, but the damage to his rep was done. These examples show how risky it is to use steroids and what can happen when fighters get caught. These stories highlight how serious steroid use is in boxing and the lengths fighters will go to get an edge, often at the cost of their health and reputation. Given this history, the allegations against Jake Paul are shocking, but not unheard of. If he's been juicing, it raises serious questions about the fairness of his match with Tyson and the integrity of boxing as a whole. Tyson's career is built on natural talent and hard work, while Jake might be relying on artificial enhancements. This adds a whole new level of intrigue to an already highly anticipated fight. What makes this messier is the potential involvement of big names in Jake's camp. Coaches, trainers, and medical staff around Jake might have been in on it, or at least looked the other way. Kenny Ko also confirmed it, saying,
Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
In boxing, the line between legal supplements and banned substances can get pretty blurry, adding complexity to the enforcement of rules. Athletes often use a variety of legal supplements to boost performance, and the temptation to step over into illegal territory can be strong, especially when there's a lot at stake. The pressure to win and the lucrative rewards of victory can push fighters towards taking these risks. For Jake, whose career is as much about his public persona as his boxing skills, the drive to secure a win against Tyson could be a powerful motivator. As the fight date gets closer, the scrutiny on Jake will only get more intense. Testing protocols are likely to be more rigorous. The boxing world is no stranger to controversy, but the prospect of one of its most high-profile matches being tainted by cheating adds a whole new level of drama. For Mike Tyson, the stakes are equally high. He's facing not just a physical challenge, but a battle to uphold the honor and legacy of a sport he's dedicated his life to. And the second biggest allegation on Jake Paul is allegedly trying to bribe the referee for his upcoming fight with Mike Tyson, and the boxing world is losing its mind. These accusations, first reported by a well-known boxing insider, have added a juicy layer of controversy to what was already one of the most anticipated fights of the year. According to sources close to the situation, Jake or someone from his team allegedly approached several referees, offering them fat stacks of cash to make sure the calls went Jake's way. This has sparked a fierce debate about the integrity of the sport and just how far Jake might go to snag a win. Bribing a ref involves slipping them some cash or other valuable goodies to influence their decisions during the fight. This could mean anything from ignoring fouls committed by the bribing fighter to unfairly awarding points. The whole goal is to tip the scales in favor of the fighter offering the bribe, which of course completely undermines the fairness and credibility of the sport. One of the most infamous cases of referee bribing happened back in the 90s. Referee Richard Steele was accused of taking a payoff during the Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor fight on March 17, 1990. Steele's decision to stop the fight with just 2 seconds left on the clock, giving Chavez a TKO victory, led to rampant speculation that he had been influenced by something more than just what was happening in the ring. Steele denied any wrongdoing, but the scandal left a permanent mark on his reputation and highlighted how easily corruption can creep into the sport. Fast forward to today, and the allegations against Jake Paul have named some specific referees who were allegedly approached. Sources indicate that veteran referee Robert Byrd, who officiated the mega fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor in 2017, was one of the targets. Another name that's been thrown into the mix is Jack Rice, who famously allowed Tyson Fury to continue after a dramatic knockdown in his 2018 fight against Deontay Wilder. Both Byrd and Rice have denied any involvement, but the mere mention of their names has only stoked the controversy. If Jake gets caught bribing a referee, the consequences would be massive. The fighter could face suspension, hefty fines, and a permanent stain on his reputation. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, NSAC, which oversees boxing in Las Vegas, where the Tyson-Paul fight is set to happen, doesn't mess around with corruption. Just look at the 2012 case where they fined and suspended Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for 9 months and slapped him with a $900,000 fine after he tested positive for marijuana. While this was about drug use, it shows the commission's no-nonsense approach to maintaining the sport's integrity. For Jake Paul, getting busted in a bribery scandal could be career-ending. It wouldn't just wreck his boxing career, it could also hit his lucrative social media and entertainment ventures hard. Sponsors and business partners would likely ditch him faster than you can say scandal, and his fan base might shrink as people lose respect for him. The bigger picture for boxing isn't great either. Public trust in the fairness of matches would take a hit, leading to more scrutiny and possibly stricter regulations.
Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer.
It's no surprise for Joe, as he already predicted this, but still he was also in shock. The history of referee bribing in boxing is full of notorious cases. The 2013 fight between Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao sparked outrage and calls for an investigation after Bradley won a highly controversial split decision. While no bribery was proven, the incident fueled suspicions about potential corruption in big fights. The referees mentioned in the allegations, like Robert Byrd and Jack Rice, have strong reputations in the boxing community. Beard has officiated over 300 professional fights, including numerous world championships. Rice is known for his fair and consistent officiating style. The idea that either of these respected referees could be involved in a bribery scandal is a big deal, affecting not just them, but the perception of refereeing in boxing as a whole. And don't think for a second that Mike Tyson is just sitting quietly amid all these rumors. Mike's legal team is gearing up for a massive $350 million lawsuit against Jake Paul, adding a whole new layer of drama to their highly anticipated fight. According to insiders, Tyson's attorneys are meticulously gathering evidence and building a rock-solid case. This lawsuit isn't just about the alleged cheating and bribery. It's also a strategic move to protect Tyson's reputation and the integrity of boxing. The $350 million lawsuit is based on some pretty hefty allegations. First off, Tyson's team claims Jake Paul has been up to all sorts of shady business, like bribing referees and using performance-enhancing drugs. If proven, these actions don't just break the rules of boxing, they smash them to pieces. Now that Jake's plan has been exposed, everyone's going to be watching him like a hawk. So, what do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comments below.